the most unforgettable Hollywood actresses of the 1980s. Who's your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. From a heartbroken 20-something losing her fiancé to lung cancer to becoming the most Oscar-nominated actor in history, Meryl's journey is pure resilience. Her ability to vanish into every role made her not just admired, but revered. Michelle was working at a grocery store before a beauty pageant nudged her into acting, but Hollywood didn't know what to do with her until Scarface changed everything. Behind her, beauty was a reluctant star battling shyness, always chasing roles that scared her. Dismissed early on as that perky TV girl, Sally stunned Hollywood when she transformed into a two-time Oscar-winning powerhouse. Her journey from Gidget to Norma Rae is one of reinvention and a fight to be taken seriously. But if you thought Sally changed a lot over the years, just wait, because the next one will leave you speechless. Before the billion-dollar smile, Julia was just a Georgia girl with big dreams and a broken heart. Pretty Woman didn't just make her a star, it made her a generational icon, redefining what it meant to be America's sweetheart. Volatile, bold, and wildly talented, Debra Winger was the actress every director wanted and feared. She walked away at the height of her fame, not because she failed Hollywood, but because she felt Hollywood failed her. One poster, that's all it took to catapult Farrah into global obsession. But beneath the golden locks was a woman desperate to be seen as more than a pinup. Her late career turn in The Burning Bed proved she wasn't just a face, she was fire. Known for her sultry roles in Bond films and British comedies, Valerie was a glamazon in a time when that meant being typecast. But behind the glamour, she juggled motherhood and stage work, becoming a cult favorite to generations of fans. We're only getting started because the next actress didn't just change, she reinvented herself in a way no one saw coming. Born into Hollywood royalty, she could have coasted, but instead, Candice fought for depth, even when she was told she was too pretty to be funny. Murphy Brown didn't just redefine her career, it helped redefine women on television. The real-life princess-turned-dynasty star had the glitz, but behind closed doors, she'd face one of the most harrowing journeys, rescuing her daughter from a cult. Her beauty opened doors, but her strength broke chains. With a voice like velvet and a gaze that could undo you, Susan was never just an actress. She was a force. From Thelma and Louise to political activism, she's always played roles that challenged the world and the woman in the mirror. But Susan's transformation is nothing compared to what's coming next. Jessica was a model plucked from obscurity to star in King Kong, but no one expected her to become one of the most hauntingly powerful actresses of her time. Battling personal loss and addiction, she rose from tragedy to win Oscars and the respect of a generation. Heather was the girl next door, until Freddy Krueger turned her into a scream queen icon. But behind the blood and nightmares, Heather carved out a quiet power, eventually becoming a producer and makeup effects artist, always in control of her own story. But if you thought Heather changed a lot over the years, just wait, because the next one will leave you speechless. Her breakthrough in speed made her Hollywood's go-to girl, but it was her girl-next-door charm mixed with steely strength that made her a superstar. From romantic comedies to Oscar gold, she built an empire. The ultimate French sex symbol of the 50s and 60s, Bardot's beauty became both her blessing and her cage. She stunned the world when she walked away from fame at its peak, choosing animal activism over adoration. The brains behind Charlie's Angels, Kate was more than just a pretty face. She shaped her own role and fought for screen time in an era that wanted silence from smart women. Her battles with illness and the industry made her a quiet warrior off-screen. Anne was the graduate seductive Mrs. Robinson, but in real life she was a theater-trained powerhouse who craved complexity, not fame. Her marriage to comic genius Mel Brooks became one of Hollywood's most unexpected and enduring love stories. Dripping in diamonds and drama, Morgan was the face of 80s opulence, playing fierce, glamorous women with unapologetic flair. Off-screen, she was fiercely intelligent, often underestimated, and often proving critics wrong. You won't believe who's next. Her transformation isn't just shocking, it's inspiring. America watched her grow up barefoot on Little House on the Prairie, but her real life was far from idyllic. Battling addiction, fame fatigue, and family turmoil, she emerged as a voice for healing and reinvention. But Melissa's transformation is nothing compared to who's coming next. With her platinum hair and pin-up curves, Loni became a TV bombshell in Cincinnati. The typecasting haunted her for years. Her stormy marriage to Burt Reynolds played out in headlines, but she quietly reinvented herself with grace and grit. Barbra was known for haunting, emotionally raw performances, but her career was often overshadowed by her unconventional choices, including a long relationship with David Carradine. Cher began as a teenage pop singer in Bell Bottoms and ended up with an Oscar on her shelf and the world at her feet. Reinventing herself through heartbreak, fashion, and sheer willpower, Cher became more than an icon. She became a living era. From a troubled childhood to breaking box office records with Ghost, Demi defined bold vulnerability in the 90s. But her biggest battles weren't on screen. They were personal, public, and always fought with fierce determination. Innocent-eyed and ethereal in Rosemary's Baby, Mia became the face of counterculture cinema, until her private life exploded in one of Hollywood's most controversial scandals. Yet through it all, she never stopped being an activist, a mother, and a quiet pillar of strength. Quirky, raspy-voiced, and impossible to forget, Carol Kane never fit the Hollywood mold, and that's what made her magic. From Taxi to The Princess Bride, she built a career out of playing the unexpected with heartbreaking sincerity. As Denise Huxtable, she was bohemian cool before it had a name, bold, brilliant, and controversial. Lisa walked away from mainstream fame to protect her soul, becoming a symbol of creative independence and quiet rebellion. Judi was already royalty on the British stage before Hollywood finally caught up, and when they did, she took no prisoners. Dame Judi didn't become a household name until her 60s, proving it's never too late to become unforgettable. That transformation was wild, but trust me, the next one will have you doing a double take. Pamela was already royalty on the British stage before Hollywood finally caught up, and when they did, she took no prisoners. The divine Miss M went from singing in gay bathhouses to becoming a Grammy, Tony, and Emmy winner, with a voice as big as her heart. Whether in The Rose or Beaches, Bette was never just playing a role, She was living it. Born into Hollywood royalty, Kate could have coasted, but Almost Famous made her a star on her own terms. Her charm, humor, and boho spirit made her a symbol of early 2000s cool, and a reminder that legacy can be earned, not inherited. Sophia grew up in wartime poverty, rose to fame in post-war Italy, and became a cinematic goddess by sheer force of grace. Her journey wasn't just glamorous. It was forged in resilience, passion, and timeless beauty. A powerhouse of 70s cinema, Ellen brought soul-wrenching realism to roles in The Exorcist and Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Her career was never about fame. It was about truth, healing, and surviving both Hollywood and personal heartache. But if you think that was impressive, just wait until you see who's coming up next. She completely redefined the word comeback. Winona was the goth girl every misfit adored, bringing edge and heartbreak to roles in Heathers, Beetlejuice, and Edward Scissorhands. Winona's rise was meteoric, her fall tabloid-fueled, but her comeback proved the world never really stopped loving her. Cynthia started as the sweet, wide-eyed teen in License to Drive, but shocked everyone with her fearless turn in Boogie Nights. Often underestimated, Heather became a cult favorite, balancing Hollywood dazzle with quiet eccentricity. In Some Kind of Wonderful and Fried Green Tomatoes, Mary brought emotional intelligence and quiet rebellion to every scene. Never chasing stardom, she instead crafted a career of depth, heart, and quiet defiance. Best known as the blonde bombshell from The Fall Guy, Heather became a pop culture icon and a poster staple on countless bedroom walls. But behind the glam, Heather battled addiction and sexism, eventually leaving Hollywood to write her own stories instead. Frances never played the game. She rewrote it. Raw, brilliant, and unglamorous by design, she earned Oscar gold not by fitting in, but by showing how beautiful real women could be when they simply didn't care to pretend. A towering presence of the stage, Colleen brought gravitas to every role, from Chekhov to Anne of Green Gables. She wasn't a movie star. She was a masterclass in acting, respected more than she was ever hyped. It's America's forever sweetheart. Goldie lit up screens with her giggle and glitter in Private Benjamin and Overboard. But beneath the bubbly blonde was a shrewd producer, a mindful spirit, and a woman who always controlled her own narrative. With icy beauty and vulnerable depth, Kim became a sex symbol in 9.5 weeks, then won an Oscar for LA Confidential. But her journey was one of battles, against anxiety, isolation, and a system that didn't always know what to do with fragile brilliance. Born into Hollywood royalty, Jamie earned her own crown as the original Scream Queen in Halloween. But she didn't stop there, turning comedy gold in Trading Places and True Lies, and later winning an Oscar after decades of carving her own unfiltered path. Stepping into Charlie's Angels after Farrah Fawcett was no small task, but Cheryl brought warmth, wit, and quiet strength. More than just a blonde beauty, she became a beloved face of the 70s and 80s TV, with a heart as big as her star power. Dripping in diamonds and drama on Dynasty, Joan Collins was unapologetically fierce, fabulous, and feared. She made being a villainess glamorous, turning Alexis Carrington into one of the most iconic characters in television history. A late bloomer by Hollywood standards, Laura's talent always outshone the fame. With roles in You Can Count on Me and The Big C, she brought understated brilliance to every performance, quietly becoming one of the most respected actresses of her generation. As the rebellious Kelly Bundy on Married with Children, she had the comedic timing of a seasoned pro at just 16. But it was her raw honesty in facing breast cancer and MS that revealed her truest role, warrior. And just when you thought you'd seen it all, the next actress's transformation will leave you stunned. The embodiment of European cinema glamour, Claudia wasn't just a muse, she was a mystery. With fiery eyes and magnetic presence, she ruled 60s and 70s art house films, making every role unforgettable, without saying a word too many. She had brains, beauty, and badass energy. Gina Davis became the woman every girl wanted to be in the 90s. Off-screen, she became a fierce advocate for gender equity in film, proving the heroine role was never just fiction. They said she didn't have the look, but her voice shattered every rule, and her will rewrote the game. Barbra went from Brooklyn misfit to EGOT-winning legend, a diva in the best sense, demanding, dazzling, and defining generations. With curls and charm, Diane became the quirky crush of 80s cult hits like Better Off Dead and The Last American Virgin. Though she never chased superstardom, her roles left a nostalgic fingerprint on teen cinema forever. From Aussie soap operas to winning an Oscar for The Hours, Nicole transformed herself again and again, never afraid of raw, uncomfortable roles. Behind the porcelain beauty is a daring spirit who's made a career out of emotional extremes. And just when you thought the change couldn't be bigger, the next actress's transformation will leave you stunned. Elizabeth was the girl next door in The Karate Kid and Back to the Future. But Elizabeth shocked everyone with her raw, Oscar-nominated performance in Leaving Las Vegas. Behind her sunny smile was a serious talent who stepped back from the spotlight on her own terms. A 60s it girl with soulful eyes, Peggy defined cool in the Mod Squad, then made a mysterious comeback as Norma in Twin Peaks. Her legacy was quiet but deep, felt just as much through her style as her spirit. Dubbed the next Marilyn in the 60s, Verna stunned Hollywood by rejecting sex symbol roles and returning to Europe. Decades later, she won Best Actress at Cannes, proof that she didn't need Hollywood to define her greatness. With a laugh that could light up a room and a soul steeped in mysticism, Shirley charmed audiences in terms of endearment and beyond. She danced through genres and lifetimes, both on screen and off, with a rare mix of grit and grace. But Shirley is nothing compared to who's coming next. From ethereal mermaid in Splash to the deadly Elle Driver in Kill Bill, Daryl defied expectations. A passionate environmentalist and an outsider by choice, she always marched to her own rhythm, on and off screen. Famous for General Hospital and the original Staying Alive, Finola brought poise and elegance to daytime TV. While never a mainstream movie star, she quietly built a loyal following through dance, drama, and dignity. Best known as the calm in the storm in Jaws, Lorraine gave depth to a supporting role in a blockbuster world. She left acting early but remained a symbol of quiet strength in the face of cinematic terror. At just 15, Olivia became Romeo and Juliet's Juliet, her beauty unforgettable, her innocence immortalized. But her life off-screen was marked by trauma and survival, proving that even icons have battles we never see. Kathy shattered every Hollywood norm when she won an Oscar for playing the terrifying Annie Wilkes in Misery. She made character acting a superpower. Her presence is always real, raw, and unforgettable. From country singer to leather-clad Sandy in Grease, Olivia became a global sweetheart overnight. Her decades-long battle with cancer revealed the fighter beneath the softness, resilient, radiant, and endlessly kind. A teen star in The Outsiders, Diane weathered the industry's highs and lows with quiet tenacity. In her 40s, she gave some of her most stunning performances, aging on screen with rare beauty and honesty. But Diane is nothing compared to who's coming next. The elegant angel of Charlie's Angels, Jacqueline brought class and calm to 1970s TV. While her co-stars chased headlines, she built a beauty empire and proved that quiet consistency could be just as powerful. With a voice like velvet and a gaze that pierces, Kate became a chameleon, shifting from royalty in Elizabeth to villain in Thor. Fiercely intelligent and uncompromising, she redefined what it means to be a modern actress. Sissy terrified us in Carrie and broke our hearts in Coal Miner's Daughter. She made vulnerability a weapon. With a whisper of a voice and the power of a hurricane, she became one of the most quietly devastating actors of her era. With fire-red hair and electric energy, Anne Margaret stole scenes in everything from Bye Bye Birdie to Tommy. A sex symbol with serious chops, she danced through fame with unshakable poise, even when Hollywood tried to box her in. One leap in Dirty Dancing made her a legend. But off-screen, Jennifer faced identity struggles, surgeries, and a long climb back to self-love. Now she's not just baby, she's proof that real comebacks start within. Thanks for watching the most unforgettable Hollywood actresses of the 1980s. If you love the nostalgia, hit that subscribe button for more, and don't forget to drop your favorite actress in the comments. We'd love to hear who still steals the show for you.